Okay, so I'm going to do another little video here. It's like 6:30. Oh, I'm tired today, people. 35 buckets. I guess you would be. Anyway, I am making that homemade macaroni here. But, oh no, thinking, right? And I've got the video from earlier today uploading, right? And just on a more serious note here, okay? You know, there's this little, well, I don't know if it's little, but there's going to be this rally or protest or something. Something on Sunday, anyway. But anyone who goes is facing a $200 fine for showing up. So I risk being fined $200 for going to a rally. All right. Thing is, people, I won't pay the ticket. Nope. So they'll call me to court, and then I'll stand in front of a judge, and I'll hand him over my evidence as to how the government is lying, and has been lying with their fake pre-recorded live streams. That they restream up to a week or more because of the way YouTube works. It doesn't say 10 days ago, 8 days ago. It says 1 week ago, which is 7 days, and then when you get into the second week, it will read 2 weeks. If you watch my videos, you'd see that, right? So that video that you were watching that was restreamed as a legitimate live stream for the day that it was restreamed could have been done 2 weeks ago. And I'm telling you, they do them back to back to back. They go, they change their clothes, they do another live stream, put it on private, sit on it, and then restream it for the day it was read out for. And they go, change their clothes, they come back, and they do it again. They go, they change their clothes, they come back, and they do it again, and then they just restream. Right? I have it all documented, people. But you know what? Here's the thing. I've been telling other YouTubers about this, bigger channels that could actually get that information out there, and they're completely ignoring it. Now, some of these YouTubers are AI people. They are. They're not 100% human DNA. Okay? They're, I guess, what you call shills. They're that computer program that was, you know, put together with that potato head program, and then, you know, just ran a narrative with it to push the envelope. Okay? Now, am I afraid to go and get a $200 fine? No. That's not what I'm afraid of, people. Okay? If I was to be afraid of anything, and this is why I'm doing this video, okay, it would be when I don't pay the fine and I have to go to court, and of course I'm going to be asking for a full investigation that is not connected to the RCMP. It has to be an independent body, maybe from the federal government, that is not connected to the, and not the ombudsman, okay? No government agency, people. Right? To investigate the government for fraud, breach of trust, conspiracy, and I'm sure I'll find a few other things as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada. Before that judge could technically, legally, morally, ethically charge me with contempt of court for refusing to pay a fine, when, in fact, I have months of it being documented that the government of British Columbia, Canada, has been purposely putting out false information, false death counts, false infection rates, false everything for months and months to push a narrative that's basically being run by artificial intelligence. Because whoever we thought that these politicians were, and I can prove that too, people, they can't debunk my evidence. They can try, and they will. They'll try. But I can prove, just with their eyes alone, that they're not what you think they are. So you have to ask yourselves, what happened to the real people? Where did they go? Because they're sure in the hell not hiding out in their fucking houses. Okay? No, people, they've been replaced. Okay? That little episode with that Alex Jones situation, with them talking about that girl, that woman, that councilwoman up in Australia, being in a grocery store and getting arrested for not wearing a mask, taken to some barrack, right, where there was lots and lots of council people that didn't agree with the agenda, being locked up against their will, right? Well, what do you think's happening to them? They're being replicated, okay? So, if I come back looking funny, acting funny, once I'm in jail, because I might go to jail for this, people, that's my biggest fear. Because if they get me in jail, if they don't kill me before then, to silence me, right? I mean, they've got me. They got me exactly where they want me. Just like they had Ciera. With the body dude guy coming in with a fucking taser. With his SMM bracelet. I haven't done that video yet, people. Okay? Doesn't mean it's not true. I just haven't done that video yet because it disturbs me. Right? You know what I mean? If they end up locking me up, because the judge will do a Judge Bowman, like they did with Uncle John, and try and throw it out of court, and when that doesn't work, they try and send it to the cops, I'll remind the judge that he can't send it to the cops, because the RCMP of British Columbia, Canada, as a whole, are corrupt. Does that mean each and every individual cop is corrupt? Well, I'd like to think not. Andre doesn't think so, but in light of the sign of the times and what the hell is going on, you know, you don't see them fighting back. You don't see them pushing back, people. You don't. No, they're capitalizing off of dead bodies. Plain and fucking simple. Right? If they were doing their job, there would be a lot more people locked up for killing people with fentanyl. Right? And they're not doing anything. Because they're using the bodies for nefarious reasons. And that's what I tell the judge. Right? So he needs to do his job and go outside of the box and find an independent body to investigate the provincial government, regardless of what political party is in standing office. Okay? Because it doesn't matter if it's BC Liberal, Green Party, NDP, Republican Party, New Democrat Party, whatever party, independent, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. Because I told you, something's been unleashed into society. Now, the other thing I want to say is you're probably wondering, well, why is she being so outspoken about it? You think she just shut up, like everybody else, don't say nothing. Just talk the shit. Just shoot the shit. Just talk in circles. You know, make it look like you care, right? You know, and just shoot the shit, and everybody will just, you know, ignore you as an individual, and they won't target you any more than what they may be already targeting you. I could do that, people, but we know that's not the way it works in my world, right? And you do it like that, you become part of the problem. You know, you're just feeding into it. You're allowing it to happen. You know, you might as well just hand yourself over and let them mutilate your body and destroy your brain and replace you with a new and improved replica of the old you. So you can continue shooting the shit. Just be a bunch of this shit. Right? Ignore the fucking facts. Right? Ignore something that could actually make a fucking difference. Right? Because I get choked, people. I've got something that can actually make a fucking difference. And these so-called YouTubers that are supposed to be so popular, they just, you know, they won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Right? because they're fucking cowards, or they're just shooting the shit, right? Because they're infected themselves with something, or they're cowards. It's one or the other, right? But I don't know how you can get up there and shoot the shit and talk around in fucking circles and make it look like you actually care about something, and then when the fucking shit hits the fan, turn around and put your tail between your legs and run like a little bitch. That you know, right? So, you have to ask yourself, are they one of them? Are they one of them people? So my biggest fear would be there's all this dirt yesterday, all week really. My biggest fear would be, ending up in front of a crooked judge, which courthouse is full of them, right? That's gonna ignore everything that I got to say, try and make it fucking closed, and being that the media is in bed with the government and their AI themselves, artificial intelligence, because they're the ones that are running these pre-recorded live streams, knowing in advance, because they do these live streams with the media asking the questions, but how could they know these answers, a week or two in advance? They wouldn't. So any media that we have involved in this is culpable as much as the government is, okay? Which is just a larger web of artificial intelligence, where actual human beings are being replaced with something. And not only are they being replaced with something, people, but they're being infected with something as well. Okay? So everybody's running around grasping for straws and how to stop the government from, taking over the planet. Alright? But it's all talk. It's all talk. So I'm a little, so for that reason, I wouldn't go to this rally. Because right there, you ignoring what I'm saying, you don't want me to ignore what you're saying, but you completely fucking ignore what I'm saying. When what I'm saying is a real game changer. Where what I am saying, you can simply do it for yourself to confirm that what I'm saying is true. You don't have to depend on me to fucking show you over and over and over and over again how the government is doing fake pre-recorded live streams. You can get that information on your own time if you would just sit in front of your computer for 2 fucking hours and go through the motion. But you see, this is where I'm thinking predictive programming, right? This is just another AI on the internet that's trying to figure out who the dissenters are. Oh, Miss Chorney's a dissenter. She's coming to the rally. Yeah, she's ready to go to court. Yeah, she is. Yeah, because, she figures if she gets to court, she's going to be in front of an honest judge, which we know is not true. Right? And we're going to get some justice here, because it's not coming any other fucking way, because people are just rallying and talking to shit. Right? They're not stepping out of the box, right? They're not doing their own damn research. They don't even acknowledge what I say, people. So why the fuck should I support them in their fucking rallies? Just saying. Right? But, what you gonna do? You have to take chances in life. Now, the other thing I did want to say, and I was going to say it earlier and I forgot, and that is, I'm not going to overroll this. Really, when you do this, you should be rolling it as thin as you can, but this works just fine. This other YouTuber that I watch, who tends to be a little more religious in terms of knowing her doctrine, Bible, that type of stuff, right? Has done her research on the Golden Dawn, Skull and Bones, and so on, Babylon, and all this other crap, okay? Obviously, they have more time on their hands, so, they've been studying it for a while, and they're quite comfortable with the videos that they put together explaining how it's all coming together with so-called end times. And one section within that Bible, it talks about where we're at right now, right? And if you find yourself in that situation, like we are, technically you're supposed to run and hide and lock yourself in and let the carnage just go about in the community and try and save yourself that way. You know, people, I'm thinking about it. It would be so easy to lock myself in and live in my bubble. Just hold on a minute. Okay, I forgot what I was saying. I'm kind of a little under the weather today. That dirt is just... Ugh. You can hear my voice. So anyway, it would be so easy, people, to just let the world pass me by and let it all work itself out. Let other people fight the battle, rally, sue the government, whatever it is that people are doing. Not too many are suing the government, though. A lot of talking about it, but no action, right? You know, it'd be so easy for me to hide out and lock myself in, right? But in the real world, I know how these individuals work, quote unquote. I know how these things work. And if they want you, even if your door's locked, they're going to get you. Okay? And they've already gotten 3 of my family members, and they've injured one permanently, severely, for life. Not to mention, they've psychologically damaged the rest of my family through all the trauma and fucking psychological warfare and harm and everything that they've done to my family for an extended period of time. So, hiding out in the house, locking myself in as my neighbors are being slaughtered by fucking an alien race that's being controlled by artificial intelligence as it's infected with some sort of thing that crawled out of the fucking ocean or hole or wherever it came from, right? Isn't the solution any more than me maybe having to go to court and fight a $200 ticket, people? So if I go, right? Because it's a long way to get there, you know? And I'm tired. And I don't feel like my voice means anything to these rabble-raisers that just talk in circles, that predictive programming, because they don't acknowledge anything that I have to say, people, okay? I've been on YouTube for a long fucking time. There's a lot of those kind of individuals that really amount out to nothing in the great grand scheme of things. So if they don't respect you, they don't support you, they don't appreciate you, they're not willing to stick their necks out for you, but they want you to stick your neck out for them, well, I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for myself. And I'm doing it for my kids, and I'm doing it for my grandsons, and my little granddaughter, and anyone else that is close to me. And when the time comes and I'm standing in front of some fucking crooked judge, because that's what I'll end up standing in front of, people. Because that's what British Columbia, Canada is about. Well, as I said, I live for every minute. Right? You have to fight to live now. Okay? I don't live for the day. I live for the minute. And let me warn you, if it ever gets to that, and I come back fucking sounding strange, out of character, don't quite look like myself, then you know that what I've been saying is true. It will be documented. And then maybe somebody will grow some fucking balls and do something about it before it's too late. Because that's where it's going. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is real life. This stuff that they got going on in these so-called schools is nothing but 60 scoop, 10 times, 1,000 times worse than it was back in the 1960s, people. The technology is completely different compared to 1960. Okay? They are replacing people with artificial, synthetic fucking human beings that have zero capacity for feelings. Okay? Just because somebody can put on a crocodile face. 170 people every month for the last 6 months have died from the fentanyl-related epidemic that we have in the province of British Columbia, Canada. But at the end of the day, we're not going to tell you that we're making millions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars within the black market selling the organs when we're not auctioning off the bodies so some fucking foreign something can move in. People really need to look at what represents them. Go back into the old videos from 2014 and 15. Take a good hard fucking look. And you'll see that the problem was then there. This is not a new phenomenon, okay? What's new is they're tagging us and they're treating us nothing more or nothing less than cattle. Right? And they want to make sure they don't have, because I know how these things work. They don't like competition. They really don't. Why do you think the foundation has been a big fat fucking zero for 20 years? Because it represented freaking competition for them. Right? They wanted to keep control of the money and the politics. So they made sure, right? They made sure they targeted my family and da-da-da-da-da to keep the status quo, right? Yeah. Yeah. They don't care about you. They're testing people to see if there's others like them out there that are rebels. Or maybe come from a different strand, people. If they're not mapping your own DNA for tagging you so that when they're ready to harvest you, they will harvest you. Or your loved ones. Okay? I don't know what it's going to take for people to fucking realize that. I really don't. I really don't. But it's going in that direction, and that's why that woman with her little Bible verse says, when it gets there, you hide out in your room. You lock yourself in, because it's going to get bad. Okay? Right? It's going to get bad, but thing is, you can run, but technically you can't hide. No, technically you can't hide, people. So that's just basically flour, a little bit of salt, egg. Okay, rub it together, piece it together, take a good old rolling pin. It should be rolled out thinner than what it is, but I don't have time. And for what it's worth, we know what I want. And then you take a knife, and you go like this. Where am I? Like this. Just plain out straight up egg noodle. And then you go this way. Alright, try and make it thin, eh? Do you see? Where's my eyes? Right here. So yeah, I'll probably go to this rally because I'm fighting for my family, people. I'm not afraid to go to jail. I guess I face being murdered in jail and then coming back all strange and weird. People will be like, who's that girl? Or I'll just maybe never come back. I'll suicide myself in the jailhouse because I was depressed. That's what the cops will say, because that's their favorite fucking words. That's how they deal with everything in this province. Everybody's depressed. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why everybody's depressed. But I'm not that depressed, people. Nope. Not at all. If I was that depressed, I wouldn't be doing this. Then, what you do is you just break it all up. And you fluff it up. And you just let it air dry for a little while. Then you boil it for a little while. You strain it. And then you fry it. And then you have your fried onions. You mix the two together. Oh, it's so good. With some sour cream. Yep. Okay, I'm going to upload this as is right now.